Hello everyone, welcome back to Chinmoy's Biology channel. And today we are here with the second part of transportation in animals and plants. And this is a very crucial and important episode because we are going to discuss about the structure and function of the heart. That is what and how the pumping of the heart takes place. What are the different chambers of the heart? What are the different valves present in the heart and all. So stay tuned till the end and please don't skip in between because you'll be missing many things if you are skipping. Stay tuned till the end and let's get started without further delay. Now, today we will be discussing about the full structure of the heart. So, in the previous episode, we have discussed about the blood vessels, different types of blood vessels, what is blood and all, and how it is functioning. So, how the heart is functioning, we will be discussing today. So, what is heart? Heart is an organ which beats continuously. It is acting as a pump for the transport of blood which carries other substances with it. So, blood is carrying other substances with it. Blood is carrying oxygen, blood is carrying all the nutrients, blood is carrying the excretory products with it so that it can be excreted properly through our excretory organs. So, it is having a many types of functions. So, it is multifunctional. It is carrying so many different substances. So, imagine a pump working for years without stopping. Can you imagine? Suppose your pump which is pulling water from the tank and pulling it up towards your tank on the terrace. So if it is continuously working tirelessly throughout years without service, it is possible? No, it's impossible. But our heart works like non-stop pump. Let us now learn about the heart. So heart is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. So the lower tip is slightly tilted towards the left. Hold your fingers inwards on your palm and you try to make a fist. So whatever your age is, whatever your hand size is, if you want to make a fist, your heart is roughly the size of your fist. Is it clear? Now what will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other? What will happen then? It will be a mess. Then there will be so many problems in our heart. So to avoid the mixing of this blood, what we can do to avoid the mixing of this, the heart has 4 chambers. Okay, so the 2 upper chambers are called atria and singular is atrium, and the 2 lower chambers are called ventricles. So please do learn these terms carefully. So the upper chambers are called atria and the lower chambers are called ventricles, and there are partition between these chambers which helps to avoid the mixing up of the blood, oxygen rich and the carbon dioxide rich. Okay, so in between these 2 atria there is intra-auricular septum. Okay, so there is intra-auricular septum. Okay, so there is intra-auricular septum between these 2 auricles. Okay, and in between these 2 ventricle, this is the intraventricular septum. This is intraventricular septum. So in between the ventricles, it is intraventricular septum. In between the auricles, it is intra-auricular septum. So they are dividing the auricle and the ventricle so that the mixing of the blood will not happen. So this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, this is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. Okay, so now let us see, to understand the functioning of the circulatory system, it starts from the right side of the heart and it will be followed with the arrows. So these arrows allows the direction of the flow of heart to the lungs and back to the heart from where it is pumped to the rest of the body. So we will just see the structure of the heart in details and what are these veins and venules. Okay, let us see this. So this is an extremely important structure of the heart which we should know properly. First, let us see. We have told here this is the right atrium and this is the left atrium. This is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. Is it clear? Now, in between the right atrium and the right ventricle, there is a valve. Okay, this valve prevents the backflow of the blood from the ventricles to the aorta. So the name of this valve is tricuspid valve. Now again here in between the left atrium and the left ventricle there is a valve that is called the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. Okay, now these are two pulmonary veins which are bringing oxygenated blood from the lungs. So in the left atrium, that is the oxygenated blood or the oxygen rich blood. This is brought here and then it is pumped here. So cardiac cycle in full you will be studying in higher classes, not in this class. Just a gist of all this I am telling you. So this blood is again pumped out through aorta. So aorta is also having a valve that is called the aortic valve. Similarly in the right ventricle, the pulmonary artery which is taking out the deoxygenated blood from the ventricles is also having valves which is called the pulmonary valve. So there are totally 4 valves. First one, tricuspid valve, present in the junction of the right atrium and the right ventricle. Mitral valve or bicuspid valve which is present at the junction of left atrium and left ventricle. At the entry of aorta there is a valve that is aortic valve, and in this pulmonary artery there is a valve that is called the pulmonary valve. So these are the 4 valves. Now here superior vena cava and inferior vena cava are the 2 veins which are bringing deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body. Superior vena cava it is bringing from the upper part of the body, and inferior vena cava it is bringing from the lower part of the body. So this is how the deoxygenated blood comes into the heart. It is being pumped through the pulmonary artery to the lungs where it is getting fresh oxygen and it is oxygenated there, and then through the pulmonary veins from the lungs, it is brought again to the heart, and there from the right atrium to the right ventricle through the aorta it is transported throughout the body. So the oxygenated blood is like this pumped throughout the body, and the deoxygenated blood from the different parts of the body is brought to the heart, from there to the lungs to get purified and oxygen rich, and then it is brought again back to the heart, and from there to different parts of the body. Okay, is it clear to all of you? So this is the basic thing which is happening in your heart. So this is the structure and function of the pumping of the heart, which you will be discussing in higher classes in details. So now let us move on to the next part. Now, what are the walls or the chambers of the heart made up of? They are made up of muscles, and these muscles contract and relax rhythmically. This rhythmic contraction is followed by its relaxation, which constitute the heartbeat. So once it is contracting and this next time it's relaxing. So this rhythmic contraction and relaxation causes the heartbeat. So remember that heartbeats constitute every moment of our life. So every single time you are talking, you are sleeping, you are walking, you are going to school, your heart beats. So if you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. The doctor feels your heartbeats with the help of an instrument called stethoscope. Okay, so the doctor uses a stethoscope. Why? Because it is used to amplify the sound of the heart. It consists of a chest piece, that carries a sensitive diaphragm. So if you have seen a stethoscope, you take the stethoscope in hand, you will see there is a sensitive diaphragm here which is amplifying your sound of your chest or a heartbeat. So doctor can get clues about the condition of your heart by listening through a stethoscope. Now let us construct a model of stethoscope in your at home itself with materials which are available around you. So how the stethoscope is acting, we will do in this activity 7.2. So take a small funnel of 6 to 7 centimeter long diameter, fix a rubber tube tightly on the stem of the funnel, stretch the rubber sheet on the mouth of the funnel and fix it tightly with a rubber band. So how it is being done? Funnel is done, there is a rubber tube, you are tightly fixing, you are holding this at the in your ear, this rubber tube, and you are fixing this funnel tightly on your chest, okay, near your heart. So place the mouth of the funnel on your chest near your heart, and now try to listen it carefully. So do you hear the regular thumping sound? The sound is that of heartbeats. So how many times do you hear your heartbeat per minute? So you can just count it, how many times you are hearing, and compare your observations, okay? So here is a chart. So how you can do, you can take your students' names, you can take the name of the students who are actually in your class, the students who are there. You can write the names of the students here. You can write their heartbeat while they are in resting position, their pulse rate. I have told you in the previous class what is pulse rate. Just go through that lesson once. So you can take that, and after running for 4 to 5 minutes, you can just monitor their heartbeat and their pulse rate, how it has changed drastically. So this change will give you a proper data that while in resting position, your heartbeat and pulse rate is less, and after running for 4 to 5 minutes, it increases after exercising, okay? So record your own pulse rate, heartbeat with that of your friends also by resting and after running, and record in that table 7.2. Do you find any relationship between your heartbeat and pulse rate? Each heartbeat generates one pulse. So one heartbeat is equal to one pulse in arteries, and the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of heartbeat. So it's almost, you can say that the pulse rate per minute indicates the rate of the heartbeat. So it's same. So one pulse beat means one rate of heartbeat. Okay, so what is happening here? The rhythmic beating of various chambers of the heart maintain the circulation of blood and transport of substances to different parts of the body. So I have told you while discussing the structure of the heart, I have told you how the blood moves from atrium to ventricle, from the right atrium to the right ventricle, from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and from there to through aorta and through pulmonary artery. So how it is again moving to the lungs to get oxygenated, and how the oxygenated blood is passed through the aorta to different parts of the body to circulate or transport different important substances that are to be reached to different parts of the body. Okay, so this is how the heart is functioning. Is it clear to all of you till now? Now, Bujo is having a question that if sponges and hydra, they have blood as well. So animals such as sponges and hydra, they do not possess a circulatory system. The water in which they live in brings food and oxygen. They do not have a circulatory system that through which the food and water is transported to their body. No, it's not like that. They are having living in the water from where they are getting the food and oxygen, right? So this food and oxygen enters in their body through water, and the water carries waste materials and carbon dioxide as it moves out. Thus, these animals do not need a circulatory system like blood that we all need. Okay, so now we will move on to this excretion in animals in the next episode. So we have completed about the circulatory system full, but in transportation both circulation and excretion in animals are there. Then we will move on to the transportation in plants in the next class. But now, as of now, this episode I am ending because excretion is a totally different topic. I'll be discussing that in the next class, and we will discuss what in the next class? Excretion in animals, excretory system in humans. We will discuss about kidney, urine, urinary bladder, full this urinary system diagram. We will discuss full about the excretion process and all, and the dialysis and all. When the kidney is not working properly, then what we all are doing. So that all we will take over to the next class. So please stay tuned so that you can get to know what I am teaching you in this excretion in animals. I hope I am trying my best to make it in a very easy and lucid manner. Stay tuned, stay updated, and please do share it with your friends as much as you can. So subscribe so that whenever I'm putting updates, you will get the contents then and there only. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching.